Hello, 271. Welcome to Module 1. This module we're going to be starting out with the subject of dreams. I want you to think about your dreams. There's in your module there's actually a question about what kind of dreams you have and what your dreams mean to you and how you think dreams function. And then we're going to read a poem by Antonio Machado on dreams. I want you to notice the beautiful sensory details of that poem. I want you to think about each stanza and in which way each stanza talks about dreams. The dream is called, there's repeated in the stanzas. Last night I dreamt marvelous error. I want you to think about why it's an error to dream, why it's a marvelous error, and what he thinks dreams mean. And then also about the metaphors that he uses in each stanza. He compares dreams to a waterfall in his heart, to bees making honey of his mistakes in the past, to the warmth of the sun, and to God itself. And think about those metaphors and think about dreams. And maybe write in your journal a little bit, both what your dreams mean and also your response to that poem and what you think it means and what imagery he uses. And if you like the poem and why you like it, and what connection do you have to that? Do you connect to it? Do you have any dreams that are similar to the ones he has? And do you think it's an optimistic and cheerful poem? And do you enjoy that kind of poetry and that kind of symbolism and sensory detail? Then we're going to start to read Freud on Dreams, which is a very analytic, revolutionary breakthrough book on dreams. We see a switch to it was written in the beginning of the 20th century, and we see a switch to this kind of analytic model where things aren't what they seem to be, and dreams aren't what everybody's always thought they are. And look at dreams and what different people have historically said about dreams according to Freud. And then as you read the first two chapters, notice how he builds his argument. He starts with something very simple, and then he comes to his own conclusions at the end of each chapter. And then for the next day, you're going to finish the book. It's a very dense book, and you're probably going to want to take a while reading it a couple times and reading it very carefully. And think about, what he's saying. What are the works of displacement and censorship, and what are the areas of dreams? What kinds of dreams? How do they work? What does condensation mean? And I have a couple of videos, YouTube videos, for you to watch and think about dreams as you read Freud and watch those videos. And then I have a discussion, which I want for the end of the week. And I'd like you to post onto discussions. Basically, any reaction to those readings or videos. I have some specific questions. You don't have to answer all the questions. Just pick a question to respond to. You can respond to someone else's posting. And then next week we're going to start to move into descriptive writing. I have a handout on writing descriptively from a book called On Common Ground, which is really a nice way to look at your own writing and think about what you can do to make your descriptive writing more detailed. And then I have a reading from a great surrealist. We have Andre Breton, who talks about Freud's dreams and art, and how we can use the concept of dreams to create art, new art, and to understand art. We have a reading by Dali from his autobiography about his artistic process, which is kind of wild and crazy, and hopefully fun for you to read. And then we'll look at the websites on Dali, on Picasso, on Miro. And I'm going to ask you to write a 1 to 2 page descriptive essay in which you not only you select a painting which you love from one of those 3 painting websites, and then you write a description of it using sensory detail, using metaphor, analogy. I have a model example of essays of descriptive essays that have been written about a poem, and then about a painting. One of them is a descriptive essay with a personal connection, and the other is an actual poem that someone wrote in response to a painting, Nighthawks. And then I want you to choose a painting and write a description, and I'd like you to make a personal connection to the painting too. So it's going to be, maybe 1 page of description of the painting, But why does that painting speak to you? Does it somehow remind you of something in your own life? Does it remind you of a person or an experience? And I want you to think deeply about that. And so this module will probably take about 2.5 weeks before it's totally completed. And if you have any questions, you should also be looking in your writing about literature book and reading the first couple chapters about that. And there's some sample essays. And that should get us off to a good start. And I hope you enjoy all the readings. Thank you.